What's up, everybody? Welcome to another knee-jerk reaction. We are talking about the Batman. Vengeance. Yes, dude. We have waited for this for how fucking long? I know we're all hyped for it, but it seems like it's been just put off and put off, and not even seems, it has. Like, it's just unreal that, like, it really felt like when I went in the theater, I'm like, it's actually time for this. This is really about to happen.
You had
Holy
to, like,
shit!
pinch yourself.
Yeah, it didn't feel real. I almost like I've been hyped for it, but slowly over time, that hype became like, is this ever going to fucking come out? Like, it just felt that way. Like, even watching the trailer and seeing at the end of the first trailer, it says like 2021. I'm like, how depressing is that? Like, I should already have this in my fucking memory bank, people. But what did we think of it? This is a spoiler review, by the way. If you want to see non-spoilers, that other motherfucker that kind of looks like me with the beanie, okay, we don't look like, but we'll have a beanie, did a non-spoiler review that has no spoilers in it. Solid review done by him. He's at the Tool concert tonight, so he won't be here. This is our first viewing. Why would we harp on another non-spoiler review? We're going to talk, some non-spoiler type things, but in the end, you can have a spoiler fly at you out of nowhere, so know what you're getting into here. You want the non-spoiler review, check out Rodney's from a day prior, or whatever the fuck it is. What'd y'all think of the movie?
Did y'all get, any chills from any, scenes?
Yeah.
I did from two scenes specifically.
Really.
Well, three, actually.
What? Let's hear 'em.
Well, when they're at the funeral, and he looks up and he sees the Riddler staring back at him.
The shadow.
Yeah, and he's just standing there not moving. I was like, dude, that's a badass.
Yeah,
but everyone there would be like, there he is. You know what I mean? Like, he's right here.
Which they also, that scene.
Too worried about the chaos, man.
Yeah.
That scene they made it seem way different from the trailers. To me personally, seeing the trailers,
I've seen the trailers.
It seemed like that scene was going to be really long and more impactful than it actually was in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all recognize that or thought
yeah,
that.
No, for sure. I don't know, man. It definitely played out a little differently than I thought it would, but not in a bad way. And then the after effects too of it, where he had to talk to the Carlson or whatever his name was about the bomb.
He's like
Colson. That's what it is.
Colson.
He's like, what's the name?
Yeah.
All that shit. That was good. The little after effects of it.
The second time when the Batmobile is revving up for the first time, and you just see it. I know me and Brandon were both like, yeah.
I got pumped at that.
That's more of my what everybody was doing on No Way Home. We won't say spoilers about that, even though it's probably been spoiled for you by now. But just in case you haven't, there's moments in that movie where people are like, oh, losing
Screaming
it.
out.
I kind of felt like that in that moment, and it wasn't just that. It was numerous parts of that scene that would play out.
That was top tier scene.
The chase.
It's not the coolest Batmobile, but it just looks like a dope car that's just souped up.
Yeah,
really
and
bad.
it sounded so
in
dope
the
in
IMAX.
IMAX.
That's what I was about to say. I felt my seat vibrating.
It was so dope.
Yeah, it felt
So
good.
dope. And then
wicked.
the last thing that gave me chills, that I just loved how the whole Paul Dano and Batman face to face without his mask on, the Riddler's mask on, talking in the jail cell. I'm so glad they gave Paul Dano that
FaceTime.
scene. Yeah, the FaceTime.
Dude, it was dope.
Is amazing.
And that was talk about vibrations. When he was punching the glass, that was loud as shit. I loved it.
To chills I got through the movie when he was just hitting.
What did you do? What about what people were saying about the Zodiac Killer and Seven,
absolutely.
drawing comparisons?
100%.
There was definitely a lot there.
I think more Zodiac signs for me, following the Riddler. And not, leaving clues for the cops.
Yeah.
I definitely see Seven in there.
Seven for sure, though, man. I've seen a lot of people say things are similar to Seven. This movie as a whole isn't, per se. I think it's kind of close to it, but they can't go quite as dark. But make no mistake, this is very dark for its PG-13 rating, so don't bring your kids. But it can't go quite as dark as a rated R movie, so there is elements that bring it down because of that, not in elements of how impactful it is, but how if it could duplicate what Seven did. But it just, there was little things that really reminded me of it. It is investigating these crime scenes. It is the killer turning himself in and getting caught, and then he has a master plan afterwards to fuck everybody up. And then there's something else that happened in the movie that was very reminiscent of Seven as well, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So yeah, no. Yeah, but I can't remember what the other thing was. I really can't. I just
It was there.
yeah, no, like this
I promise.
spoiler review. Yeah, I just remember like thinking, I'm like, okay, that's just like Seven. That's just like Seven. I mean, I think I can think of it. I'm just like, I'll call
What's in
myself
the box?
Mr. Blank on the spot. Yeah, see, I didn't want to reveal it. Yeah, fucking Batman. What's in the box? That's what he's pounding on the glass. Yeah, there was a lot of that. I thought they did definitely pull some of those elements, and I thought they did execute them well. It was solid enough. I liked it.
What'd y'all think of the Batman fight scenes? Like his Robert Pattinson actually
Yeah,
fighting?
dude. He can throw a punch. Like,
Yeah, it was
that's
dope.
one dude you don't want to get hit by is
Batman or Robert Pattinson.
Both.
both. Probably, dude.
He was taking out all
looks-
that Twilight hate.
Yeah, he's like,
See, I can be a man, a manly man at that. Yeah. Oh fuck, dude. Blanket on the spot again, dude. My brain is just not fucking working today. It was something to piggyback off of what you were saying, but you can go ahead.
I mean, personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the fight scenes. Like,
Okay, yeah, it was something about the fight scenes. It'll come
the
back to
other,
me.
like from, no, I'm blanking.
Jesus, guys.
Who
we
just
gotta
played
get-
Batman? Christian Bale.
Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
Affleck.
Like his fight scenes, I got almost like chills, like you were talking about.
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
really get those from the fight scenes in this movie.
See, I
they
love
almost
it.
seemed more. They almost seemed like quick, and then it was done.
Yeah, they
I
were.
don't-
Yeah, they're
and-
pretty
and
fast,
were
but they're
sprinkled
they're
throughout.
Yeah.
There
impactful
wasn't
to
very
me.
many
few
of
and
them.
far in between.
Like
I think.
I don't
is
know,
the-
Christian Bale's. Those gave me like more of those chills you were kind of talking about.
Well, jumping off like
The
not,
power.
Well,
he brought is what
comparison
got
like
me.
who's the better Riddler, Paul Dano or Jim Carrey?
I gotta go Jim Carrey.
yeah,
dude.
exactly.
You can't
No.
beat the classic, the original. No, shit, man. Yeah, I thought the fighting was done really well. Honestly, it was like usually short and sweet, but it was very fucking impactful. I got chills in the first fight scene when he went in the club. Like
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
first fight scenes,
Yeah.
the second fight scene, when he went up in there and started fucking them up.
Yeah.
That was dope. When he was at the door or whatever, and was asking to get in, they weren't gonna let him in. And then that one dude like put the gun at him. He took the bat and he like
Yeah.
flung it and smacked him, and then he fucking bashed dude's head. I was like, "Woo, what is up, Batman?" Like I was in it right there. That might have been my favorite fight scene, as short-lived as it was. I got some major chills off
I think
that.
you enjoy the fight scenes more in this one because there's not too many, and they don't last too long. So when that does happen, you're like,
You're excited.
yeah,
for him.
you're like, here we go. I liked the introduction of Batman with the very first fight scene with those guys with
Yeah.
the painted face, and he
Yes.
comes out of the darkness. I like the dialogue on that, and then he comes out of the darkness, and you can just hear his like footsteps coming,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
yeah,
the
and
reveal.
how they led up to that as well, because he was talking about just instilling fear in everybody. So like
Yeah.
people spray painting, and it went to the alley, and it was dark,
Yeah,
and he wasn't there, but they're thinking he is, and then
because they see the
finally
bat,
get
the light.
to the guys on the train, and they go to that dark alleyway or whatever, and then he walks out.
Dude.
of it.
Yeah, I
So
loved
that
his
was dope.
voiceover, like while he was
Yeah.
talking in the beginning and the end.
I like how
It
they
was
came
great,
back to
and
that.
even the way he would approach his talking, it would be slow. This movie, make no mistake, takes its sweet ass
It
time.
does.
Yeah.
But like even like their approach, they don't speed up anything. They get exactly what they want, and I think that kind of adds to the dark and dreary atmosphere. Now it could wear you out, and you're like, "This is too damn long," or it can kind of like wear you out, like the movie is, and kind of have that weird effect on you, where it kind of pulls you into the movie more. And it kind of did the latter, I think, for me. I really dug that. One thing that gave me chills, Nirvana, dude.
Yeah,
when they
I
played
know,
that,
I kind of looked over.
I was
Right.
hyped.
just
Twice.
talked about
Dude, I
you
got
know,
so hyped.
Black Widow.
Twice, Brandon got pumped about.
Yeah.
Played it twice at the beginning and then.
Yeah, dude. I was so because, dude, you know how many times I see fucking trailers and I'm like, oh my god, that song is just, oh, that's like anchoring this. This music has got me in it. And then you go see the movie and the songs, and they're like hardly ever in the movie, like 90% of the time. But this one I feel like needed to be because it was like in the background of every trailer. It felt like it had a character within the movie. Like you almost expected to see it. It wasn't just like, let's play this song to hype everybody up. It felt like it was going to be in the movie and needed to be in the movie. So when I heard it come on, I was like, let's fucking go.
It kind of felt like a theme song.
Yeah, for sure.
And
And
it was a badass theme song.
yeah, it was dope, dude.
What did y'all think about Colin Farrell as the Penguin?
Dude, I thought he was
I thought
awesome.
he killed it.
I thought he was amazing.
I agree with Rodney, but he said it's crazy that's Colin Farrell. You can see it because it's in the eyes, but
And
like the
eyes
makeup
was
and
the
shit
only
they
way I
did.
could tell the eyes.
We go a little deeper into the chase scene too, dude. I was getting chills like when he was when they were going into like head on oncoming traffic,
yeah.
dude. That was fucking dope as fuck. And then when he fucking came up over like Ram, he's like, I got you. Like watching that, I was like, oh shit.
Well,
and then him
that-
walking up and the way like the fucking cinematography in this movie is flawless, people.
Yeah.
If you don't care about spoilers, and if you know you're one of the people that have seen this, then you'll probably agree, or you might be a madman. I don't even know if this is like something you could be like, well, maybe you could be like, I wish it wasn't so dark the whole time, but like aesthetically, like they killed it with the cinematography here. But the fucking shot of him walking up, since the car's flipped upside down, and Batman's like the other way, and it's
Yeah.
fucking the way it's
He's
leaking,
got his cape on for the
and he's
first
just
time.
staring at him, dude. Like that shit gave me chills.
So,
I
yeah,
was like, that's dope as fuck.
That scene was, I think, one of the best scenes, but I knew it was coming because of the trailers or whatever, so it didn't give me.
I was gonna
as
talk about
big
that,
a
man.
chills. I almost wish that wasn't in the trailers. If it wasn't, I would have been like, oh.
I think that's what
But
kind
I knew
of
it was coming.
I could
so-
see that hurt the fight scenes for you, because like every fight scene almost
that-
was in
yeah.
the trailers because there's not that many. The end fight, you get like a glimpse of it, but it's not. You know, it feels like it's one
when
of
he
the longer
turns
ones.
to the camera
yeah,
and just stares at it, and then the trailer ends.
and
That's
that
dope.
club fight, that all
Yeah.
felt unexpected because we hadn't seen that. And I think there's one other one, but the other like 4 clips you've seen have been from like the other 4 bigger
What-
fights in the movie.
What I really liked about the chase scene, and this probably doesn't make sense at all,
Go for it.
but in the Dark Knight, whenever the Joker gets out of the semi truck and Christian Bale's coming to him, he's like, "Come on, I want you to do it. Come on!" And then when the
that
penguins,
gave me chills.
when the penguin's driving,
on,
and
hit me.
he's chasing, he's like, "Come on, come
Hit
on!"
me.
He's like saying it too. I'm like, okay.
Vibes.
I mean, they probably. I mean, I'm the only one that's probably thought. Well, no, I'm getting
Yeah.
ahead of myself.
Mhm.
I'm not the only one that's. They probably put that in the movie, but I'm like, I noticed that. Sorry, I was just.
You're just so excited,
So-
dude.
So the one scene I thought was dope too that was fighting is when those guys were shooting at him. You saw it in the trailer with the boom 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 boom
Oh,
boom in the
yeah.
dark, but having it more
Out of the
extended.
elevator.
That was like chills.
the-
I was
the
like, this is
gunfire was
wicked
lighting
as
it up.
fuck,
Yeah.
dude. And you knew he was gonna be at the top of the elevator. Like you're like, that's
Mm-hmm.
where he is. I mean, where else
Yeah.
the fuck is he gonna go unless he's behind him?
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
this is gonna be fucking maybe stupid looking, but it just worked. The music too. I think the score was really
It
good.
was good, yeah.
Everything, not just the Something in the Way by Nirvana, like all of it was fucking just on point. It carried the movie.
Yeah,
And the pacing I thought was really good for a long ass movie, as long as it was.
I'll get to it. What did y'all think about Catwoman?
I do.
I love
Zoe
her.
Kravitz
She
was
killed it.
awesome in
She
this
was great.
movie, and she is hot as hell.
She was, and they didn't even hook up. They just kissed.
Kiss.
Better than what
And
we
then
got.
they went.
That's second base in bat years, I think.
yeah.
Bat years, second base.
What is it in cat ears though?
Okay.
I mean, they got
What?
like 9 lives for Christ's sake. Imagine how many bases they fucking have.
Well, like he's like in her apartment. And he's like, "You got a lot of cats," and she's like, "I got a thing for strays." And then at the end of the movie, like she has
only has
one
one?
cat, and I was like, "What
Fuck
about
all
the
the
other
other
cats?" And then I was like, "They're strays. They're probably doing pretty."
He talked
good.
some sense into her.
Oh yeah, he's like,
That's
"You-
how he was this whole movie, dude. He was just, it was short to the point but powerful.
I'm sure. And Robert Pattinson's Batman is completely different than Christian Bale's. Christian Bale, he was out there, he was cocky, he was a little arrogant. And this one, Robert Pattinson's Batman is just all business and wanting to just, and he's not worried about money like
Yeah.
Christian Bale is. He's worried about
Dude,
carrying on his family's name by serving justice and making Gotham, which looks like the shittiest place in the world to live.
yeah.
But you gotta remember, they're at nighttime doing all this, so it's always dark, but it's always raining.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's like
can't
they're
do
in
that.
Seattle.
I can't deal with the rain, dude. They're
Dude,
just riding motorcycles, like
that's what killed it for me, man.
yeah. So it drops
Like-
my score about 3 points.
No, not like that. Killed it in a good way for me. Dark Knight, dude. That had some darker vibes, but the dark vibes in this delivered like a motherfucker. I seen like some people that were like little naysayers, or they had like it's good, but it's so damn depressing and so dark. For me, yeah, because I think a lot of people that are going to superhero movies are used to that uplifting vibe. There's at least something there. This whole movie is dark and dreary. The entire thing is. And for me, I fucking love that. So the tone of the movie was so much better than any tone of any. That's why I was scared when it was PG-13. I'm like, I know they can do a little more. I'm like, well, think The Dark Knight. I'm like, I get that. It's dark, but like this pulled off being one of the darker PG-13 movies I think I've seen.
And
honestly,
it's a Batman movie.
just in tone and like feel,
It's
like
gonna
you
be dark.
forget you're watching a PG-13 movie. And there's a few scenes that, you know, that get a little dark, honestly. Like, they don't really show it, but you know what's happening, and it's like, God, dude. Like, can you imagine if, like, you didn't watch the trailers, and you're like, hey, new Batman movie. You take your 3-year-old in there.
Expecting.
You're like, good God, hide your eyes. Like, it does the job. If you're worried about that, you're like, it's PG-13, now it's not going to be as dark as I want it to be after seeing the trailers. It's dark enough. Trust me. Trust me. There's not a lot of gore, but, I mean, there is blood, and there insinuations, like, because it'll take the camera away where you're like, oh shit, like that's going on. He's bashing motherfuckers' heads in. For the people that have seen it, it's good shit.
That
man.
last guy he was punching when he took the adrenaline shot, dude, he would have killed him.
Yeah, I was wondering what was gonna happen right there because I didn't even
He
think of adrenaline. I'm like, how's he gonna save it? And I was like, oh,
I
keeps
was
the
like, are they
adrenaline
gonna
on
kill
deck.
Batman?
Oh, when he flew off the building. That was
Yeah,
like
that was
chills.
wingsuit.
That was
Yeah.
fucking dope. The way you felt like you were kind of free falling with him.
Pulls the parachute.
Yeah, got
Fucking
caught.
crap.
That was like a chill moment.
What'd y'all think of Falcone?
I thought Falcone was great.
Yeah, I was just kept waiting for him to bust out his bowling ball.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like, is
Just,
that
like,
Jesus?
polish it.
I was just waiting for him to be like, I'm very sneaky. Like I was.
I like socks. Feet.
I like the people that died in this movie. I didn't really care for it. Like that Anika girl.
I love that
Russian or
when
whatever.
Yeah.
when she was in the back of that bag in the back of the
Yeah.
seat. That was fucking like chill. That was like, oh dude,
Yeah.
that fucking hurts.
I heard someone
you could
gasp.
and you could even see Pattinson's face, like
Yeah.
just like ooh, like
That's
this.
your friend, right?
Oh shit! Like that was dope. And then also another great scene. There's so many of them. More of them are coming back to me. It was like I thought Bruce, you know, not Batman, because you can separate the two. Bruce's moment with Alfred, I thought was really good.
Which
I
one
like
in
the
the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. Like I love that, and it showed like how much they care about each other. Two grown ass men like holding hands like that. But it was like, man, this is great.
Who was like his buddy, the cop?
Mhm.
Who was that? What was his name?
Gordon.
That was Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved him in this movie. He
He did good.
was a bright spot. 'Cause
He
he's-
could, dude. I liked him just as much as
And-
Oldman, if not more.
He
It's
wasn't
close.
afraid to just get in danger. Like whenever
Yeah,
they're
he's-
shooting out,
When he
they
saved
find
that
that
girl,
body,
the
he-
competition.
Yeah, he pulls up and they're blasting him. Like
I like the scene between him and Batman in like the jail cell or whatever. Where he's like, "Can I get a minute with him?" And
I
he's
thought
like,
about saying that.
he's saying like, "Hey, just punch me in the face, take
Yeah.
this key."
Yeah.
Like saying it all quiet, and they like plan that
Yeah.
whole thing out.
And then the
like that.
after effect, dude, when he's just like, you could have pulled your punch a little bit. He's like, I did.
exactly.
So good.
You don't want to get punched by Batman in this movie.
So, Brandon, you kind of already hit on the runtime for you. Tyler, do you think it was too long?
I'll say this. No, I don't think it was too long. There's
But yes, it was too long.
the beginning was fantastic. Kind of flew by. The middle had just like 30, 40 minutes of kind of like, okay, like pick back up. And then the last 45 to 50 minutes was great, I thought.
So I definitely felt the runtime. And like I want it to be like 20 minutes shorter, but on the ride over here, I was thinking like, what would they take out? And I feel like it has to be a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It would have felt rushed.
Yes. So I mean, I understand why it is, but I definitely felt.
It's
the
also why it
3 hour.
works. Like I said, it was so deliberately paced. Like the way they acted and did things, they almost had to like. It could never be a moment because like the way the movie was, not just aesthetically, like I said, but like the emotion and tone of the movie. They can never really have a moment where it's like, all right, man. Well, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. It would feel off with the movie.
Yeah.
So like all these scenes are like, I mean, this is bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's
every
like-
scene's crucial.
It's yeah, I think it's pretty bad. Whereas normal conversations, it's like, this is pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
bad.
I think it's bad. What do you? Yeah, and then it's like in and out. They're having this like everybody's so dreary and dark and in a bad place. They all have this like slower tone, like the words almost come out in a slower way. Like it's just, I think that in a weird way has something to do with like the feel of the runtime. But if you get rid of that and you speed it up in any way too, it's gonna fuck up the tone and the vibe that this movie put down.
I did really like the contacts he had.
Yeah, it was
I
cool.
thought those were sick.
Yeah, it was dope.
And then he gives them to Catwoman to like go in the club or whatever. I thought that was cool.
So Riddler, everybody liked Riddler.
Loved him.
Yeah, Dano killed it. I'll say one scene though that I didn't like. I didn't like the Joker scene.
I thought it could have been done better.
The laugh. I wish that was the post-credit scene. That way I wouldn't have to watch it again.
Yeah,
that'd have been better. And
they
would have. Yeah, when he was laughing, I just didn't take it serious for some reason. I was just like, I don't know. It was
Do we
like
know who that was?
Yeah,
I
want
don't
to know who.
Maybe we're supposed
Like,
to. I
who
don't
was
know.
playing?
I kind of like once I found out this movie got pushed back again, I just kind of kept it out of sight.
So I guess
out of
we
mind
can
as most as I
assume
can. Heath Ledger came back.
the
to the role.
second they'll make another one and it's going to be the Joker.
Yeah, if it's
hopefully.
even the same guy. Is it the guy that did the Arkham Asylum? I think I might have heard something like that. It might be the same voice.
It kind of sounds like him.
Which it works well in the games if that's him, but
it's
in the
Channing
movie
Tatum.
it just felt weird, dude. I don't know. Like I think maybe it's because we've had Phoenix and we've had Ledger, and they've set such a high bar with like their crazy laughter and all that shit. When I hear that, it feels forced. And it was kind of weird for me. One of those things that probably sounds better on paper than actually as a film. And you know,
like
other
this-
people might have loved it. If something about it just felt off, it felt like it kind of did feel forced to me.
I agree, because I was almost waiting for that chill moment there. I was like, is this the Joker? Oh my God.
Yeah.
give
And
it
it started
to me,
off
give it to
good,
me,
and
give
as
it
it
to
kept
me.
unwinding,
Yeah.
I was like,
it was like, what is?
that
I'm
kinda
like, I
fell
don't know
flat.
how I feel about this. I don't know if I like seeing Dano being like this much in distress. How like dark he was the whole time.
Yeah, he was like crying.
Yeah, he's like a
tears coming
baby.
from
Like
his
I didn't
eye.
really like that. And then hearing the Joker laugh, I'm like, man, it's not okay. But like, and also I'm like, we're teasing the Joker. Like we've seen enough of the Joker. Like the part of what made this dope was because like it's a Riddler. Fuck yeah. Like we've got Jim Carrey. Like I would have liked to see like another villain like maybe teased right there too. So I don't know. As original as this felt as like a Batman film in comparison to
that would've
others,
been
the
a great-
Joker made it feel like, you know, like that was like third string Joker, and we've seen it a million times. It was just, it felt oddly placed.
Honestly, like
me.
Batman got beat
Yeah, a little bit
in this
man.
movie. Like
That
He
shotgun
did-
blast he took though, that was fucking insane. How loud it was too in the theater.
flew back.
That shit said boom. I was like, God damn! Like I love the way that, and he was about to put it to his head, dude. He was done.
Like he really didn't save anybody or stop the crimes from happening. He was just always
detective.
He was just one
I
step
love that about
behind.
Oh my God, I love like all the looks too he would give. Like when motherfuckers would be like, he shouldn't be in here. He just would look at him like.
And he just stared.
Stare him down.
Yeah,
what
like
are you gonna do?
Yeah, when one dude was like talking to him when when Dano gave that, or Riddler, I should say, the character gave that whole like speech, like you're not as smart as you are, or like thought you were, are you? And then like when he fucking used the tool he used on the first guy that was running
The
for mayor
carpet
or whatever,
tool
they
thing.
get that shit pulled up. Like when he was digging through all that with the flashlight, and that guy just kept talking to him, he just look at him, and then like the guy's just like awkward, making it worse, and he just like shines the light in his eyes. Like I love that scene for
Or,
some
like,
reason.
The very first time a cop confronts him, he has like his hand on his chest and won't
Yeah,
let him in the
he's
room,
just-
and Batman's just like,
Is it the same cop or is it a different cop? I thought it was
it
the
might have
same
been the
cop.
same guy.
That same cop was giving him shit. Yeah,
the
it was
whole
the same
movie.
cop. I was just trying to remember
'cause
which
he was
one it
giving
was.
Batman shit, but when he saw Bruce Wayne, he's like, "That's Bruce
Oh,
Wayne."
yeah.
Yeah, happy. I was wondering if they were going to reveal that was Bruce over the course of the movie. I did like how like it made it seem like they were about to when he got blew up the first time with what the hell, Coulson.
Yeah.
But he was just immediately rose up like, get the fuck off me.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think of Batman as a character overall, though? Because for me, Robert Pattinson murdered this as Batman. Like, this is fucking dumb. Like, all just like the little subtle things he would do and the look of him, that's the best look of Batman I've ever seen. Like, he just looks odd. The jawline's perfect. The suit is dope. You feel like it should look stupid. And that's what's crazy. Like, there's a bit of silliness in these other Batman movies. but the suit works because it's like it's just this one's more like straight up serious. So just a guy in this dark ass movie, and he's just got like fucking these bat horn almost looking things that he's walking through in the suit with a cape. Like it could easily like look dumb, but because the suit looks so fucking good, it worked.
It did look good.
Yeah,
he did kill it.
I love
Pattinson. I don't know.
If
I'm on the fence.
I'm Christian Bale for talking favorite Batman.
I think I am too.
I think Robert Pattinson killed it, but
I think he needs another movie.
I don't even need another movie.
He can't do one movie.
He's your Batman?
100%. It's not even close. He murdered this. Christian Bale is just like good as Batman to me. I haven't really loved a Batman, honestly. Like Michael Keaton, good. Christian Bale, good. But what made the Bale movies so good was like the villains. And this Batman was fucking awesome as fuck, and the villains were awesome as fuck.
Great casting.
You want to guess each other's score or what? Or what do you want
I
to
don't
do,
know.
Tyler?
Let's not guess each other's score. Let's just guess like, did you?
Our overall thoughts on it?
I'll guess the score.
Well, you go first.
We
what
can
do you
guess
want to do?
scores.
I'm kind of curious, man. About guessing, and let's see how accurate Rodney's
we can
is.
guess scores. I guess.
All right, Tyler, we're gonna have you go first. Rodney's
my score.
Yeah.
No, guess what I'm gonna give.
No, I was gonna say Tyler's gonna go first, and we'll guess what he gave it.
Okay.
Dude,
I don't even know yet.
Yeah. So we're gonna guess what Tyler gave it. He's gonna be the first one to reveal it, but we're gonna guess first. Like Rodney said, Tyler gave it a 9.1. I'm thinking Tyler is like significantly lower than that. I'm thinking he's at like a 7.7, but because he feels like he needs to give the movie its due respect, he's gonna bump it up to an 8. And I'm thinking you're gonna do a similar thing.
I'm thinking he's at like an 8.1.
No.
I'm gonna say
8. Do I say now? I guess.
Yeah. Now that it's done. We normally don't
Dude,
guess.
honestly, like this movie,
Now
like I now know what Ronnie was talking about when he said it's so hard to score this movie. I'm in between like an 8.9 and a 9.1.
I thought you were gonna be lower.
Might as well do 9.
just
give me a 9.
That's a 9.
Just give me a 9. Like
So
Rodney almost nailed it.
Yeah. Okay. Now Josh.
It'll change tomorrow, maybe.
Rodney said Josh gave it an 8.3. I'm gonna go with. I have the exact same thoughts on Josh, even though I was wrong about Tyler. I think it underwhelmed Josh to some degree, but he still thought it was really good. And I think he's gonna give it like an 8.2 because he feels the need to at least say it's great because it was a great movie, but it's just not what he was expecting. That's what I'm thinking.
I want to say I think he's going to give it an 8.5, but I'm going to say he's going to give it like a 7.7.
7.7. Okay, so I was disappointed with the movie, but that doesn't mean I'm giving it a bad score. I was just expecting this to rival like The Dark Knight for me, and it didn't do that in terms of score-wise. I really liked the movie, and again, I'm struggling with my score. I'm in kind of a range.
I was struggling, but I nailed it down finally on the way over.
This is kind of parallel to Batman Begins for me in terms of score. So I'm at like a 8.5, 8.6.
I should have stuck with my first.
Nice. Okay. Rodney said I'd give it a 9.3 out of 10. Now that is high fucking praise.
Wait, are we gonna guess your thoughts?
Yeah. But I was ready for this movie to be a 9.5 out of 10. I know you said the same thing. I'm the type of person, I temper expectations, but after seeing all these trailers and being this hyped for this movie as my most anticipated of the year and waiting for 2 years, I just could not temper expectations anymore. Normally I got to fight that off for like a summer. I had to fight it off for like 2 years straight. I eventually was like, I can't do it no more. I'm expecting this to be this.
So I think it lived up to everything for you.
Yeah.
I think you're at like a 9.5.
See, I want to say...
Go with your gut. You didn't go with your gut on me, and you were wrong.
I know. I think Brandon's going to give it... He got to give it something higher than me, so I think he's going to go like a 9.6.
Nice. Rodney actually nailed it. The
Dude,
9,
he nailed mine too. I
Nine.
gave it a
All of
9-1.
ours.
I gave it a 9-1. He gave.
Well, that
he-
now you gave it a 9 because you're right in between. I mean,
He
he was in
was
the
on
he
the
was in the
ballpark
ballpark
with
though.
I know, but I just
yeah,
didn't want to
he
give him the
legitimately-
satisfaction of guessing
like,
my.
I was thinking about that on the way over here. I was like, it's like a 9.5, and then the ending was like kind of with the thing with the Joker. I didn't like it,
Yeah.
and then I kind of was expecting maybe one last little thing at the end for some reason, and I don't know. I was like, fuck, but I was like, but I can't go like just like 9.1. I'm gonna meet right in the middle of 9.5 and 9, like 9.3. I think that's where I'm at. And then as I got out of the car, I'm like, yeah, it just makes the most sense for sure.
Yeah.
And then Rodney texted that he's like 9.3, and I was like, motherfucker, I don't want to be that guy's just like, you nailed it, but he did. He
dude.
did.
As soon as I saw his message, I was like, yeah, it's a 9-1. But I didn't want
was
it. I
on-
didn't
Yeah,
want him that.
there is
He was right there
moments.
with all of us.
He was
There-
good. Good
There's
job,
moments where I wanted to like bring it down more, and then I'd be like, well, fuck, this is fucking great, and the tone is just consistently everything I love about a movie.
It-
where
it
other
just
people don't
went-
necessarily gravitate towards that. I love this kind of fucking tone in a movie, and to see it in a Batman movie, and then the pleasure of seeing Pattinson do what he did with this, and everybody delivered. And then as I left, I was like, the fucking feel of the movie though was so perfect. It was perfection in terms of like the way I felt about like just the overall vibe of the flick. So yeah, I had to do it 9.3.
Good job, Rodney.
So basically, I wanted it to be a 9.5, so it underperformed. This is not a good movie.
So you gave it
Yeah,
9.
9.3.
I liked it.
Yeah.
9 point what?
Yeah, it's a 9.3. I'm saying I wanted to be a
9.3.
9.5, so it underperformed. I set standards it couldn't reach, and it's still almost did.
9.3, 9.0, and 8.
8.5,
8.5,
8.6, somewhere
8.6.
around there. Awesome.
Go watch
Beautiful.
the Batman
Yeah,
because it
definitely
is an
worth it.
amazing movie.
And if you didn't watch Rodney's review, he gave it a 9.4. That's probably changed by now. Rodney changes his score every
It's a
day.
7.4.
Yeah, right.
Peace. We love you.